this thing off real quick. Hold up. Alright. I had to put that do not disturb on real quick. But alright, Shalom, Shalom. This is Brother Samak. Before I do anything, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad. And with that, once again, this is Brother Samak coming at you with another lesson, Lord will. This is edifying. So, I'm not gonna lie, man. These guys, and it's crazy. It's not even just them. It's a lot of these camps that are waxing worse and worse, man. You know, when it comes down to these scriptures, they it seems like they don't really care, you know, and not look back, you know. So it's like, here it is. They're going off on a lot of things, man, multiple things. But I'm gonna listen to just a little bit and go into the comments too, because even people are saying certain things too. So, but yeah, it's something that they said about the Samaritan woman being an Israelite, and I'm gonna prove that she is not an Israelite. People keep thinking that she's an Israelite, but no, she's not. But yeah, let's get into it.
Only with the religious Jews, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Judah, Christ, Jesus, Judas, his brother, okay, Lazarus and them, Nathaniel and them, that's Judah. Benjamin is Paul. Levi is John the Baptist, right? Where the other tribes at? How they represented? They're not there. They're represented one time. Can I read that real quick? Yeah, got it. So that, while he get that. So that in John chapter we getting flooded out of here, man. Hey, do the work. In season, out of season. This ain't nothing to the glory to come. That's right. And may the Most High remember us forever. That's right.
Let's put it John chapter 4 verse 5. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria.
Christ came into Samaria. Now, those of you that are educated with us, Samaria is occupied by people who will be known as the outcasts. Those will be your Israelites. Samaria is in a place of Ephraim's inheritance.
Right? Read. John, which is called Sychar.
Watch yourself. Read.
Near to the parcel of the group of Jacob gave to his son Joseph.
Near the parcel of the place that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. So that means that is Israel's inheritance. So who occupies that land? Israelites. Read.
Now Jacob well with the Now Jacob's well.
Now remember what he said. He said what? Who dwells in the land? Let me repeat that. Let me hear that again. 20. Let's do 20.
Which is called Sychar.
Watch yourself. Read.
Near to the parcel of the group of Jacob gave to his son Joseph.
Near the parcel of the place that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. So that means that is Israel's inheritance. So who occupies that land? Israelites. Read.
Right. So who occupies that land? Israelites. They did occupy that land, but they didn't. In other words, they don't anymore. They did occupy that land. They occupied, as in past tense, but not anymore, because the Samaritan woman, and they're gonna get into it, but yeah, I'm gonna prove that, but I'm gonna let them keep going.
Now Jacob's well was there. Jesus, therefore, being wearied of his journey, said thus unto the well.
Sat thus on the well. Read.
And it was about the 6th hour.
Read.
There came a woman of Samaria to draw water.
Now this is a woman of Samaria. Read.
Jesus said unto her, give me to drink.
Jump to 9.
For his Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, how is it that thou being a Jew?
The woman of Samaria said, how is it that thou being a Jew, read,
has his drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria.
Read.
But the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans.
See, the Jews are not supposed to have dealings with the Samaritans. Now, this woman of Samaria is telling Christ, who is a Jew, this. Read.
Con. Jesus answered and said unto her,
Read.
If thou knewest the gift of God, and who is it that saith to thee, Give me drink, thou wouldst have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water.
Read smooth. Verse 11.
Con. The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with.
Now, the Christian likes to play this game. Well, this says woman of Samaria. It don't say Israelite. It don't say Jew. Wait, the point, meathead, is that they're in a place that is occupied by Israelites. They're at
Right.
Jacob's well.
Right.
And this woman of Samaria is about to say this to Christ, who is a Jew. Read.
The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with.
Read.
And the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water?
Read.
Art thou greater than our father Jacob?
Are you greater than who?
Our father Jacob?
Now, in order for your father to be Jacob, you have to proceed out of the loins of Jacob.
Right,
Which
right.
means what? You're an Israelite. That's it. So that proves that the Samaritan woman is an Israelite. It's an Israelite. Isaiah 9 is...
So they're saying that again, our father Jacob. Now, there could be two things, and I came to the conclusion as far as this, that when so like they said, right, it was occupied by Jacob at the time the Israelites were there. Now, what they have to do is they have to keep reading. You know, they have to keep reading, because the woman also said this, because this is where the confusion is gonna start happening. Hold on, let me get to it real quick. All right. First and foremost, before I go anywhere, well, matter of fact, let me do this real quick. John 4. John 4. Okay. And oh my gosh, man, there's so much I'm thinking about right now, because we have to understand where the Lord was, right? So let's read real quick again. It says John 4:1. When therefore the Lord knew how the Pharisees had heard that Yahushua made and baptized more disciples than John, though Yahushua himself baptized not, but his disciples, he left Judea and departed again into Galilee, and he must needs go through Samaria. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar. So we know, it says near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. So now he's in a city that is of Samaritan descent, in a sense. So it's a Samaritan city right now. Okay, right? He's basically in Samaria. It says now Jacob's well was there, and it says Yahushua therefore be wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. Right? So mind you, he's in he's going through, because he had to get through Samaria. Get through Samaria to get to Galilee. So what did Yahushua say before that? He said what? Wait, is it is it in here? Let me see something. Salakia. Alright, Salakia, it was 10:5. It says, right, 10 Matthew's 10:5. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of these Samaritans enter ye not. That's a cut. That's a cut. In any city of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So that being said, again, don't enter any of these cities of the Samaritans. And Yahweh Shai is in one of those cities that is of Samaria. Right? So that's one cut right there. Okay, because number one, there was no need for anyone to be in Samaria because of what happened. Right? But I'm gonna read down, man. Because they didn't read down. Let me read where they stopped. It says, here we go. Verse 12. Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well and drank thereof himself and his children and his cattle? Yahushua answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. Whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give, him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. It says, then the woman said, let's go down straight to the point. Verse 19, it says, the woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. And I'm gonna stop there. Now, what does she mean by our fathers worshipped in this mountain? She's talking about this. Where's it at? 2 Kings. Hold up. Let me see something. If I can search it. Lions. It says 2 Kings. Yep, right here. 17. This is 2 Kings 17 and 24. It says, and the Assyrians of Assyria, and the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Cutha and from Aava and from Hamath and from Sepharvaim. I think that's how you say it. It says Sepharvaim, that's it, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel, and they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof, right? And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling that they feared not the Lord. Therefore the Lord sent lions among them, and it says, which slew them. Slew some of them, right? It says, wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed and placed in the cities of Samaria know not the manner of the Most High of the land. Therefore he hath sent lions among them, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the God of the land. So in other words, they were disrespecting that land by what? They were worshiping these other gods, right? And not worshiping the true living power, man. So when she says what she said, as far as 20, our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. And then Yahushai says, because she's talking about that time, okay. So that goes hand in hand. Salakia, yeah, it says that's why Yahushai said this. Yahushai said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor at Jerusalem worship the Father. Worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. So at the end of the day, she didn't understand, and that's the thing, she didn't understand it because at that time, you know, and they nor neither did. It's a lot of things really, but yeah. So Yahweh Shai corrected her and saying, "No, you don't know about the Most High, man, the Father. You know, you ain't gonna worship anything." Um, but that being said, yeah. So when these guys were saying that she's an Israelite, there's no way she's an Israelite, man. You know, the only conclusion that you can really say is this, because okay, to go back to where she says, "What, that art thou greater than our father Jacob?" So that being said, at that time, right, it was Israelites that was first there and everything like that, right? The only conclusion you can really think is she would be a terror because um she is showing off what's the word for it, characteristics that she's a Samaritan. So at that being said, it'll probably be more on the offense of her mother being an Israelite, but the father is a Samaritan, right? And I'll say this. Hold up, let me go to the AI real quick. The what's it called? Yeah, ChatGPT. Because look what pops up. Okay, it says two possible interpretations coming up. Oh wait, no, not this one, not this one. Salaki. So, okay, there it is. So the question: why did she say our father Jacob? It says there are two possible angles, both relevant. A, claiming descendant of location or tradition. It says the Samaritans lived in the North Kingdom, the land once occupied by the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh, who are literal descendants of Jacob. So the woman is claiming physical connection to Jacob, possibly through mixed ancestry, and simply through through living in the land and drinking from the Jacob's well. However, by the time of Hamashiach, the Samaritans were a mixed people, not pure Israelites anymore, due to the Assyrian resettlement in 2 Kings 17, which I read. It says that's why the Jews didn't acknowledge them as true Israelites, but the Samaritans still claim that heritage for themselves. See that? So they still claim that, but they're not true Israelites, man. Okay, it goes off of what your father is, as it says in Numbers 1:18. It says, so she's saying our father Jacob either because of bloodline claims, even though she's not truly an Israelite by lineage anymore, or because of a geographical and cultural tradition tied to Jacob's well. Why say our fathers worship in this mountain? This refers to the Samaritans' tradition, which diverged from the true worship of in Jerusalem. So our fathers here refers to the religious leaders people of Samaritan heritage, not the patriarchs of Israel. So that's a cut. Okay. Um, she's mixing two different hours. Our father Jacob trying to tie herself to the Israelite heritage to give her religious background weight. Our fathers worshipped, speaking about Samaritan religious practices, which had been corrupted, and separate from the true worship in Jerusalem. And that's pretty much what I just wanted to bring out. And that's why Yahushua said, "Ye worship ye know not what," because she doesn't she's getting everything mixed up, you know. And the Lord had to correct her, man. Okay. So that being said, these guys are off with that, you know. They're saying that she's an Israelite. She's not an Israelite. You know, she claimed probably, but no, she's not. So going back, oop, Salakia. Hold up, let me get to the thing. Going back. So that being said, that's one thing, right? The other thing is this, man, because these people got a point. Two things that they said. All right. Real quick. Number one, it says this. It says, "Why are y'all brothers teaching with y'all heads covered?" And he says, "Because it is raining, and it's not a law that we have to uncover our heads, according to Paul." Like what? It's not a law. Like Paul clearly said, what? The uncovering of your head. It has to be uncovered. Okay? But these guys are going off, man. And then second thing, it was somewhere somebody said as far as merchandise, which is true. You know? I let me see. Let me see where they said that. Nah, bro. Hold up. Let me go down. Mm-mm. Yeah, right here. It says also. Oh wow, it's the same thing. Okay, same guy. It says also playing videos with ads on them and making money from them on the Sabbath is breaking the Sabbath. Now, hear me out though. Uh, it's not today. Today is Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? As far as this goes, but you know, it's just the main thing I had a problem with just with his response. It says, "We support Israelite business. If you need support, we will showcase you as well." I don't know why. It's just like I feel like if they did, you know, if it was the Shabbat, they would still make merchandise and everything like that and try to sell and everything like that when it comes to, and that's another thing too. That's another thing too. They're making merchandise of the word. Didn't it say? Didn't I believe it was Yahushua that said not to make merchandise of this, man? You know, the house of merchandise, man. This is not meant for money or anything like that, man. This is free of charge. You know, when it comes to the elders and apostles, great millstone down. You don't see us putting up different cash apps and all the stuff like that. But we do things as far as this. We do things as far as like tithing and so yeah, so support, and I'll even say this, yeah, supporting the ministry, if that's where they're going, understandable. But you don't do no like. I hope they're not on the type time of like trying to take money and do all this. No, man, that's not how it works, man. You know, that's not cool. But But yeah, it just shows too as far as like the these camps, man, are waxing worse and worse, man. You know, because they even said that that you can cook on the Sabbath. You know, that's going off, man. You know, because he said the excuse is I'm hungry. Like what? You know, the fact of you know, they was going into laborious work and everything like that. I get it, but nah, man. Cooking is considered to be something that you're doing. You're not supposed to do any manner of work. That's a manner of work. Cooking is a manner of work. So it should already be made the day before, you know. And then yeah, it's just sad, man. The things that these guys be doing. You know, there's certain, and I can say this, like, don't get me wrong, you know, hey, there's days where maybe you forget to cook and you want to real quick get something and like and that's it, you know, but don't do it as if like it's okay, you know, all stuff like that. And I speak for myself first and foremost. We could all do better when it comes to keeping the Sabbath and everything like that. So it's just uh so much, man. But yeah, so with that, I pray that you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that is scattered abroad. And with that I say, Shalom.